This morning we are looking at OPTT, Ocean Power Technologies. Looks like one of the volume winners for the day. Right now it's about double the daily volume, just 10 minutes into the opening bell. The top seems to be right around 205, and looks like the buy-in is a little under 160 so far. We can tell where this chart's going in just a few more minutes. Just a minor update. It looks like it went right through the 205 resistance, and it's pushing higher currently. Right now it is up to 233s. We're going to go ahead and follow the 50 EMA upwards, and we're just going to go around 170. And we'll see how far she goes. But yeah, it's looking good so far. It's about 4 times the average volume now. A lot of buy volume. It's a good stock to watch this morning. Alright, looks like 240 is acting as the first real resistance on this chart. Right now, our target is under 180. We're going to go ahead and raise that to 190. Do believe we might actually buy in around the $2 range, but for right now, anything under 190 would be a decent buy. And it's coming down right now. We'll see where she goes. Just a minor update. Looks like it broke a new low on its current downtrend right now. Couldn't pass. Looks like 226. So we're going to go ahead and make a new resistance point, and we'll go around 220 here. Our 190 buy-in target is looking all right. The 50 EMA is inching towards it. And the volume is still there. The volume is about 5 times the average daily volume for the last 10 days. So hopefully we can hit under 190 soon, and it doesn't go back up, because I really do want to get into this one. And just a bit of a sidebar here. A lot of stocks tend to fluctuate around what I call anchor points in price. So things such as whole numbers or even numbers, a lot of people try to build resistance off that line. So right now it's at $2, and there was actually quite a few bids right around the 210 and under range. But right now, our buying point is still 190. It's probably going to have to be raised to $2. So that's a good anchor point. Anything under $2. It might bounce off that line for a bit, but that's a good spot to target at this point. Alright, minor update here. It did climb past our 220 all the way up to 230, which is acting as the new resistance. Our $2 target is still okay. The 50 EMA is inching towards it again. And right now, we can see if it'll hold. Looks like it went as low as 207. But under $2 would be perfect. Alright, volume is slowing down just a bit, but it is still top of the volume chart. On the scanners, our $2 target has been connected by the 50 EMA. Its 230 resistance is still active. Right now it's kind of wanting to be in the 210s area, and there is actually a lot of bid support from 215 and under. But since the volume is dying down, that means not a lot of people are buying, and that's the only way to get this thing rocketed up. So it should be under the 50 EMA in just a few minutes here. Alright, so it did go back up to try to test the 230s again and got stuck with a big red candle. So I'm going to go ahead and call that a rejection. So how many times is that? That's 1, 2 times it's tried to go to 230. And it looks like the 212 is holding the line for now, but Now the 50 EMA is still trending upward. Right now, our buy-in target is under 205, and we'll see if we can't get there. Well, it did correct 230. It went all the way to about 233, but it came right back down afterwards. So this thing has a lot of pressure building up, but we've got to stick to the strategy here. We're going to raise our buy-in target to right under 210. Right now it's in a strict channel, as you can see, from the 210s to the 230s. Although right here we can see lowers or higher lows forming. But I'm not a gambling man. We're going to stick to our strategy and we're going to aim for under 210 because this thing is a low floater and does tend to move erratically. Alright, so it did push over the 230 resistance and now it is retesting the high of day at, I remember it was 240 was the previous resistance. A lot of volume on this, and it's nice to see the bulls showing up here. Our under 210 buy-in is still rocking, and we'll see if we can pass 240. If not, we're still gonna aim for sub 2s here. But as of right now, this is probably the volume winner for the day. Still a lot of day left, so we'll see where this trend is going, but 240 seems to be strong resistance so far. It's nice to see it pass 230, and if we can get into sub 2s, that would be perfect for us. Alright, so just a minor update here. Resistance is looking at around 238 currently. I would round it up to 240. For the sake of the chart, we'll go to 238. Our 215 and under buy-in has just been crossed past with the 50 EMA, which is a good sign. We're going to raise it. Oh, look at that, it's trying to pop over 240 now. We're going to raise it to, you know what, I'm not sure if we even are going to raise it. We're just going to go right where it's at. One thing I've noticed is when there was a real resistance and the 50 EMA is closing in on the actual ask bid price, it's not really pressure building up, but more of I usually see more sell-offs than buy-ins at this point. So we'll see where we go, but it usually dips way below the 50 EMA when it's so close to the ask and bid, and it can't access a new channel up here in the 240 pluses. But we'll see if we can't get that drop below the 50 in a few minutes. Alright, good news for the bulls. It cracked the 240 resistance, creating a new high a day, which should send it upwards, higher and higher. We're not sure where the next resistance is. Level 2 shift 5. But we're just going to go ahead and adjust our targeted buy-in. This is a good sign for the uptrend, but we'll see if she can't pass 255. Our 50 EMA buy-in target is right around 220 and under. But so far so good. Still the volume winner. Still a lot of volume bars, as you can see below here. And we're just going to let this chart do its thing. Well, this thing has a lot of bid support still. Looks like 250 is the new resistance. And our 50 EMA target is sitting under 225. That's about a 25-cent margin, so I'm not sure if I would have to wait until sub 2's on this one, I think, unless they can start a new channel. Alright, looks like we've got a nice big red candle here. stopped right around 227, and we're gonna aim for under the 50 here. We'll see if this doesn't trigger a couple more sells. Like I mentioned, I mean, it wouldn't be very smart to buy in here because we know the resistance is at 250, which only gives us a 20 cent margin. Not very good. So we're gonna go ahead and aim for under 225, and it should go under there. And the 100 is right around 208. So sub twos is where we want to be. Okay, so we were able to buy in at 225. Right now it's at 227. 228. We put a tight stop loss at 226 for half the shares because I do believe it'll go below my actual buy-in. I just bought in because it looked like 3 red candles, usually a good sign of a bounce back there. But we'll see if we can't get a better average. Okay, so we are back down at 225, but it's okay because we are trying to work on that average. We're going to set the new resistance. I like to set it pretty low, so 230 right here, just because that's where it bounced off previously. And that's where the last red candle was. Oh, nice. So we got a nice drop here. That's not going to do much to our 225 average yet, though, so we're just going to wait a little more. Try to get it in the sub twos. But this is the downtick we needed to get in, so it's more of a blessing than anything else. All right, well, the lowest it got was right around 215, and I wasn't able to get any down there just because it was honestly really quick flash. And we're still at 225 now. And that wouldn't have done much for our average either way. I did want to buy under 220, so it just didn't stay there long enough for me to pull the trigger on it. But our 225 average is looking all right so far. We're going to continue to keep track of the bottom, which is 218, and try to get some more. Trying to aim for the 100 would be perfect, but if she shoots back up, then we'll be all right. Either way, I'd rather it continue to tick down because I know that it will probably go above the 50 again, and we are sitting right below it, so we'll see. Well, as it looks right now, we are about 8 times the average volume, just about an hour and a half into the morning bell. Right here, it tested 218, looks like 3 times, and was met with green volume bars. We are above our average of 225 at 228 right now, but we're not going to set a stop loss or nothing quite yet. We were sort of still in accumulation mode. I just couldn't pull the trigger down here because, well, it didn't last very long down there, and it wouldn't help very much with our average. But right now, it's trying to fight back, and I mean, technically, I'm still trying to get more shares. So if it could shoot under 218, that'd be perfect for me. 50's kind of acting like a roof, but we'll see how long that lasts. Well, she's back over 230 again, which is what I hoped. We are at a 225 average, but we're not going to set a stop loss here. It's a little too early to let it ride just yet. We're going to wait till right around 235 to set our first stop losses. We'll see if she gets there. If not, we're going to try to get some more down here. But it looks like she wants to retest the 240, 250 area. So just have my alerts set, and we'll see where she wants to go. Up is fine, down is fine. We are ready for both directions right now. Well, we sort of reached a little accumulation point here, and as you can tell by our average, we're right in the middle of things. It's at 232 right now. I still don't want to set a stop loss. I know we can get past 235. There's just too much volume on this thing for it to continue to drop. And considering the floor that was set up right here at 224, 225, yeah, we're just going to set an alert for 235 and set an alert for under 220. And it's still the same play. Just wanted to update in just a second. All right, we got a nice little drop. We were able to get some at 220 actually. So now our average is 222, right where it's at right now. Looks like the top is about 233, about 10 cents. If we can get past that level, it'll be a nice little retrace. But I like our average at 222, and we might sell a little above it if it gets around the 230, 228 range, just so that we'll be able to grab even more. Our main goal here is to grab this right here, which looks like a 209 average. And we will see if we can get there. It's already past our average at this point, so we'll see. I still like the chart on this, and it's just about 30 minutes before 12 o'clock in New York. So I do like it when we're on a downtrend right before lunch. Usually people leave their desks, and shorts usually cover and longs usually sell right before lunchtime. So since we're on a downtrend, most of the time shorts will cover before lunch. So we'll see in the next 30 minutes here. All right, perfect. We've dropped below the 100 EMA. Looks like the bottom was set in at 213. We still have our 222 average right here. It's at 217, 218 right now. It wouldn't do much to our average if we doubled down, but we do like the bounce back from these levels, as you can see. Falls in line with the previous level. And, well, we can see if we can't do this again like the previous run, try to test 240, 250. But as of right now, the volume is still there, and I don't mind a downtrend so far. Okay, the downtrend is continuing so far. We are actually able to get some at 209, so our average is 216 now. Just not a bad average to have. And we'll see if it doesn't bounce off $2. The lowest it went was 206. Yeah, we are up here at 216 as our average. And yeah, this downtrend has been long overdue. And at some point, it should be coming back up our average here. But 216 is pretty good average so far. Well, we have dipped below the 250 EMA, which is really not a good sign. The 50 is coming down to intersect the 100, another not good sign. But, I mean, I'm really not nervous at all. If it hits 190, I can double down, and our average would be right around 203. So, yeah, we're just going to wait to see. I'm not trying to catch the knife so far. We're just going to wait to see where real support is going to be. My prediction is 190s. Hopefully it becomes a floor here. We'll see, though. This is a long downtrend. Very long downtrend. All right, we were able to get some at 196. So our average is now 206 right here. Set the floor down here at 193, and we'll we'll be able to sell half our shares at 206. Well, this has been a long, patient trade. We are at the 206 average. Right now it's at $2. Shorts have yet to cover. It looks like they're trying to cover right now. We're going to be able to maintain our 206, possibly sell half, just slightly above it, so that we can double down again and try to get ourselves a better average here, even though 206 is a good average so far. Well, looks like it was trying to go past our 206 average. It's failed out at 205. That's unfortunate. Good news is it did come back down to create a lower high at 197 and 198. And I mean, the volume is still there. I see big volume candles at the and there is no, I don't feel a short cover yet, so it should come soon. If not, this might be one of the rare failed trades, but we've got a long day to go. We are at a 206 average right here, and we're not that far away. 6 cents. All right, well, that took a while, but we broke the downtrend and we popped our 206 average. I did sell a little at 207, 208, but we have just enough shares to double down under $2 now to get that 206 even lower. I do believe in the retrace. I'm going to go ahead and set alerts for under 2 and alerts for over, well, looks like 210. And I don't see a short cover on the volume bars just yet, but maybe this move will trigger that. As you can see here, it's lower highs, lower high, and it just broke the resistance at 205, which was there for quite some time. And although the 50 EMA is still below the 100, I've seen it come back before. It's important to remember that it went as high as 250, and assuming that shorts hit that 250 mark, we're going to have a little bit of a cover here. It is absolutely, I mean, it's to the T. It's 12:30 or 9:30 on the West Coast, but 12:30 in the East Coast lunchtime, and shorts do not like holding over lunch. So let's see if we can't get a big cover in just a few minutes. Over 210 would change that trend up. Well, this looks like a failed trade. As you can see, the EMAs are acting as a sort of resistance. Couldn't get past the 209. Slammed right back below $2. We are still sitting with a few shares at 206. I was planning to hold all day to possibly wait for the cover, but 20, it's not looking good. The volume was there all day. I'm not really sure where the short covering is going to be, but if it's not right now, then I'm not willing to wait. It's too late in the day for that. Right now, it's at 202, 201, and we're going to go ahead and just break even at 206. So we didn't end up in the negative. We were actually positive for the day, but just barely, and it's kind of a failed trade. So we're going to send an alert for over 206, and the next pop we get, I'm going to go ahead and sell off or set a very tight stop loss at 207. Either way, doesn't look like it wants to retrace here. And it's a shame because it is a beautiful chart, but this 50 EMA is usually right here. It should have curved up, but you know, it took the other route, and there's just too much bear pressure. And there's no doubt the short cover hasn't started yet, and when it does, it'll most definitely pop over 206 one more time and give us a chance to get out and break even on this trade. And yeah, we'll focus on another one tomorrow. All right, so I got alerted above my 206 average, and it hopped over, and it's at 212 right now. And you know, if it wasn't so late in the day, I'd still be playing it. But as of now, I'm going to sell off and just have a few stop loss or a few shares under at 207. And if she goes up, well,
It's surprisingly, it is. There's a short cover for you. I gave up on this trade about 10 minutes too late, or 10 minutes too early. But there goes a short cover. I still don't like it for the retrace. I believe that's just a short cover. It's gonna probably come back down. The EMAs, they're just weighing too heavy on this thing right now, and wouldn't be surprised if it came or if it closed under $2. To tell you the truth, but those are the shorts covering, and yeah, better luck next time tomorrow. At least we got a few cents out of it.